Our top focus story on the broadcast is the political battle between the BJP and the Congress, even as troops disengage on either bank of the Pangong Tso. The Chinese, according to top government sources, have withdrawn to east of Finger 8. They will also remove permanent defences at Finger 5, 6 and south of Pangong Tso. Both the Chinese and the Indian armoured vehicles, whether they are armoured personal carriers or tanks, they are back at their permanent bases in Ladakh and on the Chinese side at the Moldo garrison. But there's a big political fight that's happening. The Congress party, senior leader Rahul Gandhi accused Prime Minister Narendra Modi of surrendering to China, of buckling under pressure. The BJP hit right back, accusing Rahul Gandhi's great-grandfather of ceding more than 40,000 square kilometers in 1962, also questioning the timing of his attack on the government at a time when the Chinese were actually retreating beyond Finger 8. The question the Congress is asking is, what about Hot Spring, Gogra and Depsang? We bring you this report.
पेंगोंग लेक के नॉर्थ एवं साउथ बैंक पर डिसएंगेजमेंट का समझौता हो गया है.
Hours after Defence Minister Rajnath Singh's statement in Parliament on an agreement between the commanders on ground to disengage from eyeball-to-eyeball confrontation on either banks of the Pangong Tso, the army officially released a video of the Chinese tanks pulling back from the southern bank of Pangong Tso. By late evening, the mechanized forces on both sides had gone back to their permanent locations. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi launched a frontal attack on Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the government, going to the extent of calling them traitors for ceding territory.
चाइना के सामने नरेंद्र मोदी ने अपना सिर झुका दिया, मत्था टेक दिया. हमारी जमीन फिंगर 4 तक है. नरेंद्र मोदी ने फिंगर 3 से फिंगर 4 की जमीन, जो हिंदुस्तान की पवित्र जमीन है, वो चाइना को पकड़ा दी है.
Rahul Gandhi accused the government of having ceded territory between Finger 3 and 4 and agreeing to vacate the Kailash range despite no clarity on Chinese actions at Depsang, Gogra and Hot Spring.
Why have Indian troops, after the hard work that they did, capturing Kailash plains, ranges, Depsang plains, why have the Chinese not moved back? These are the real questions. Why have they not withdrawn from Gogra and Hot Springs?
The BJP hit back.
कि ये कोई सामान्य जो बुद्धि वाला व्यक्ति इस तरह की बातें नहीं कर सकता. जो कुंद बुद्धि होगा उसी का ये कमाल हो सकता है. तो ये कुंद बुद्धि का कमाल है या कुंदे की टाल है, ये तो कांग्रेस पार्टी तय करेगी. लेकिन हम बिना मांगी कांग्रेस को सलाह यही देंगे कि पप्पू जी को अपना कोच भी बदल देना चाहिए, कोचिंग भी बदल देना चाहिए.
Union Minister Kiran Rijiju quoted former Chief of the Army Staff General Bikram Singh at the India Today Conclave East, appreciating India's stance, forcing China to pull back.
The very fact that they are going back, it is on account of the leadership and on account of the political and military leadership. I have no hesitation in saying this. I'm sorry, I do not want to get, between the two political leaders. But I'm being very honest with you. I think kudos go to the political leadership of our country and to the military leadership. Let me tell you, it's been a very, very challenging assignment for the military leadership.
Minister of State for Home, G. Kishan Reddy, went a step ahead, saying Rahul Gandhi should ask his great-grandfather, Jawaharlal Nehru, about surrendering land to China.
भारत का जमीन चीन को दिया है, उनका दादा से जाके बात करने के लिए बोलना, जवाहरलाल नेहरू साहब से. कौन कह रहे, कौन देशभक्ति है, सभी देश की जनता को मालूम.
नॉर्थ बैंक में फिंगर.
The Ministry of Defence also issued a formal statement to insist that India had not conceded any territory as a result of the agreement. On the contrary, India had enforced observance and respect for LAC and prevented any unilateral change in status quo. The disengagement at the LAC remains work in progress, but the army is confident that April 2020 status quo ante would be restored. But the political battle in India is only set to escalate. Bureau Report, India Today.
Given up Indian territory to the Chinese.
Joining me on India First is Dr. Shama Mohammed, spokesperson of the Congress Party. Tom Varakan represents the Bharatiya Janata Party. And Lieutenant General Gurmeet Singh, former Deputy Chief of Army Staff. He's handled the India-China boundary issue, knows the lay of the land, joins us on the broadcast. But Dr. Shama Mohammed, if I may ask, who's a traitor here? What land has been given away when Rahul Gandhi tweets, गद्दारों ने भारत माता को चीरकर एक टुकड़ा छीनकर चीन को दे दिया?
Okay. See, the first and foremost, we have to understand that why nobody believes this government. Let's go back and see what the Prime Minister said in June. He said that nobody has entered into a land and no military post has been taken. We can't forget that. So that emboldened China. China went and told the world, listen, we have not entered there. Then he says there is disengagement. I want full disengagement from Ladakh. Nobody understands what that means. Then you have General V.K. Singh the other day saying that India has made many transgressions into China. Again, China comes and says, you know what, look, they are coming into our land and that's why we're going in there. I mean, I don't understand why is General V.K. Singh still there? Not a single word from Prime Minister or Defence Minister against this man who is, giving such a statement. I mean, that all these things gives the locus standi to China.
Who is Rahul Gandhi calling a gaddar? कौन सा देश का टुकड़ा छीनकर चाइना को दे दिया? मैम, गद्दार कौन है? कौन गद्दार है? गद्दार is a very strong word. Who's a traitor? What land has been given to China?
Can I finish this thing? Yeah, I will tell you what land has been given to China. We used to have a forward base till finger 4, if you know that, in Pangong So. Why has it gone back to finger 3? We were patrolling up to 8. So this is one important thing. In Depsang Plain, they're 18 kilometers into Depsang Plains. Why have they not withdrawn from there? At Y Junction, they have got Gogra and Hot Springs. At the same time, the Kailash Ranges, we are saying we're withdrawing. We are at a vantage point there. Why should we withdraw from there unless they move out from where they are? Let's have negotiation. Why are they not using? They are not using the word status quo ante before April 20th. They are using disengagement.
If I get space to speak.
Tom Varakan, respond to very specific charges made by Shama Mohammed. And of course, Rahul Gandhi, where he says, गद्दारों ने देश भारत माता को चीरकर एक टुकड़ा चीन को दे दिया.
Gaurav, 43,000 square kilometers surrendered by the dynast family to the Chinese. Okay, 43,000 square kilometers. Now the question of finger 4, I'll give you a clarification issued not by the BJP but by the Indian Army. The assertion that Indian territory is up to finger 4 is categorically false. The territory of India is as depicted by the map of India and includes more than 43,000 square kilometers currently under illegal occupation of China since 1962. What is this fake news manufacturer sitting at 24 Akbar Road talking about? This is a military statement. This is a military statement. Are they calling the Indian Army also Gaddar? I dare say, I challenge them. If the Prime Minister is Gaddar, the Indian Army is Gaddar, and who went to the Chinese embassy when Doklam was at its peak? Who is a Gaddar? The question is before my country, and my country will answer that.
Can I give a retort? Can I give a retort on that, please? So we did not call any Indian Army or anything.
Let me
finish.
Of course, ma'am, you must, but let me
finish. Let
me get a factual position from Lieutenant General Gurmeet Singh.
I need to retort
allow me to moderate the debate, Dr. Shama Mohammed. Let me bring in General Gurmeet Singh. He hasn't. I will come to you and then respond. Madam, allow me to moderate. General Gurmeet Singh hasn't come in. He has to come in on the factual position. General Gurmeet Singh, you heard the Congress, you heard the BJP. I want you to tell our viewers You were Deputy Chief of the Army. You know the lay of the land. What's the factual position on ground? Have we buckled under Chinese pressure, as Rahul Gandhi alleges? Or is there merit in government sources claiming that India stood firm and China was forced to retreat beyond finger eight?
Gaurav, firstly, I will not comment upon what the politicians say. And let me very humbly say that security, sovereignty and territory are such sensitive issues that internal politics should not get into that. Next is that what one has noted down in what has been told by the politician, one thing is definite, that there is a misinformation, there is a misleading, and when it is viewed from the plank of actual facts, the actual facts are that on the LAC, finger 8 is the area up to what we claim are LAC. This is an area of differing perception, and Chinese claim it up to finger 4. Now, both the sides have agreed that we will go into the process of disengagement, and this will also assist in seizing the forward deployment that we had in 2020. This will be similar action both sides. It will be mutual and reciprocal, and temporary moratorium on the patrolling in this area. But factually, it is wrong to say that we have ceded anything on any territorial ground. And categorically, Raksha Mantri has told that there has been...
Sir, you made that point? Yes.
Can I come in?
No ceding of ground is what the Raksha Mantri has said in Parliament. So, Dr. Shama Mohammed, yes, please respond to this on an issue of national security. Yes, ma'am. Please respond to what the BJP says, that 43,000 square kilometers were ceded when the Congress was in power in Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's time, and this time in 2020 or 2021, the Chinese have gone back beyond finger 8 as far as Pengong Tso is concerned. As far as Gogra, Hot Spring and Depsang are concerned, it's still work in progress. There will be another round of talks. So no territory ceded.
Gaurav, when the war in 1962, we never said that we won the war. We said we have lost the war. We had Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee. We discussed with him in Parliament. We told the opposition what is the truth. The problem is this government doesn't tell anybody truth, but we have the satellite images to tell us the truth. They never told us how many kilometers have come in. We all got to know through reporters, through the satellite images. Let's understand one thing. When 20 of our soldiers have been martyred, what did the Prime Minister say? Nobody has transgressed into our land and no military post has been taken. What is the meaning of that? Isn't that insulting the martyrdom of our army? And he tells us, this spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, who is Gaddar then? We should tell the truth to the people. The Prime Minister has to come out and tell the Chinese have entered. And why are they not withdrawing from very important Depsang plains? And we know that they're building houses in Arunachal Pradesh. It is the truth. It is shown on the satellite images, quite on everything. They are very close to the Bai junction. We have the Daulat Beg Oldie airstrip there. What about all those? Why don't you come out? And why are you giving this range, Kailash ranges back to them? We need to understand that when are we going to get Gogra, Hot Spring, and why not use the word status quo ante?
Tom Varakan, please respond. Tom Varakan, please respond.
In
yes,
2013,
if you can silence her,
status quo ante at Ladakh. Hold on, Shama Mohammed, one by one, please. Shama Mohammed, one by one, please.
Silence.
One by one.
No, I want to finish my point.
Okay, one by one.
I mean, I need to be speaking. I'm speaking for behalf of my party. I can't speak on behalf of Global Times spokesman. This is Global Times spokesman speaking, and not the Congress spokesman who has any sense of patriotism. The point here is the satellite pictures they were talking about existed long back. When did they come up? They were there
did we deny anything?
From the years of when they occupied it during the UPA period. Okay, that has come into public domain. Now, as to the question of the martyrs, we went through the exercise. The martyrs were recognized, yes. But how many of them died? How many of them Chinese died? What is that? Please. Global Times won't do. Global Times will pay for your expenses, but that's not enough.
What is Global Times? I know what you're talking about. got some sense
Speak for
when
your
you are on
country,
that.
not
Tom
for the Congress
Vadakan,
Party.
Tom Vadakan, if
Global
I may,
Times is
okay,
enough.
one by one,
He is not
one by
answering
one.
about Depsang
Tom
thing. He's
Vadakan,
not
the
answering
question,
about Gogra. He's not answering about
the
hot
question,
springs.
the
We need answers
question,
for
the
that.
question that even Rahul Gandhi asked: what about Depsang? What about Gogra? What about Hot Spring? You know,
I'll
these are
answer that.
territories
I'll
in
answer that.
Depsang. There are reports that say that the Chinese are not permitting us to patrol point 10, 11, 11 alpha, 12, 13. What are facts, sir? Please tell us facts on ground.
Gaurav, the fact of the matter is, this is a work in progress. The Honorable Defence Minister said that in Parliament, both in the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha. They have no time to listen to the Defence Minister. He clarified it and he was candid about it. Yes, 2 regions have been taken care of. Now, the second issue is, when we disengage, there is a policy where we'll go back to 3 and they will go back to east of 8, finger 8. Wait, just a minute. And when they do that, the next step will follow. There will be a meeting that will follow with the commanders of the thing. And now, as to the question of occupying high positions, we are at a height of 17,000 feet. Okay? And we don't have enemies staring at us.
Okay.
We have
but
a
General Gurmeet
situation.
Singh, if I may.
One point. Gaurav, I just want one point.
General Gurmeet Singh, General Gurmeet Singh, India did checkmate China. India did checkmate China. Ma'am, let me bring in General Gurmeet Singh also.
You have to give me time then after General Gurmeet Singh.
Okay, one point and very quickly.
This is not fair. You can't let her intervene like this.
It's just one point.
Gaurav, you
I
need
want
to
to ask
control
him.
her.
It's going to be like. I want to ask Tom.
Okay,
Tom, is it
General
going to be
Gurmeet Singh,
like Doklam
facts. Okay, allow me to moderate. Both of you, please permit me to moderate. Please permit me to moderate. Okay, General Gurmeet Singh, I am sorry, no heckling permitted. Okay, Shama Mohammed and Tom Vadakan. Shama Mohammed and Tom Vadakan. Hang on. Only General Gurmeet Singh, please. All faders go down, please. Only General Gurmeet Singh. General Gurmeet Singh. Is there merit, General Gurmeet Singh, is there merit in the contention that until Depsang was sorted out, India should not leave the strategic advantage at Gurung Hill, Magar Hill, the Kailash range? Is it a mistake? To let go of this strategic advantage? Because the moment we leave this place, we no longer dominate the Moldo garrison, as some analysts argue. Is it the same mistake that was made in 1965 at Hajipir that is being repeated here, sir?
Gaurav, if we look at very deeply from this point, firstly, we do not trust PLA and China, and we got to be cautious and we got to be prepared for any contingency. That's the first point. Second point is the very fact that the Chinese have moved back from the north bank of Ganges. So I think this is a great win for India. And I would like to, very honestly, as a soldier, as a citizen, would like to give the credit to Indian leadership, which stood to the resolve, which stood to the stand which was taken by them and the hard decision. I would also like to, wholeheartedly, I feel so proud that our security forces and soldiers created such situation where they have brought it to the scene, where the Chinese have gone back from that place. Actually, Chinese attempted to unilaterally change the status quo of LAC. We asked for restoration of the LAC and they've moved back. I think that is more important. Secondly, please
Dr.
note
Shama
3
Mohammed,
words.
please respond.
Please note 3 words. Please note 3 words.
Dr. Shama Mohammed, very critical point, Dr. Shama Mohammed, that China has gone back beyond finger 8, and this is when it had made permanent defenses around finger 6. So that is when India stood firm as a nation. Shouldn't the Congress and the BJP, every citizen of this country, welcome that step? Isn't that victory, though tactical, strategic victory, still away? But we won the battle. We need to win the war, Dr. Mohammed.
Yeah. So you're telling me where were they before? Finger 8. We were patrolling up to finger 8. So what's the big deal? They just went back to where they were. In one part, the whole of Ladakh is still there. The rest of it is there. There's Depsang Plains. There's the Galwan Valley. So there are many others. What about it? No, they have just gone back one, and we are giving the Kailash ranges. The other important point is in 2017, they came to Doklam. They said that we have gone back. The government announced that, we have pushed the Chinese out. And what do we see in satellite images in 2018? And they've come back. But whereas we in 2013 push them out of the Y junction. When they came into the Depsang Plains in 6 months' time, we pushed them out, the UPA government. The army is great. The army is doing a fantastic job, but the problem is the government who is lying. And also, let me tell you that who is Gaddar over here is also your party, who keeps an MP who says God says a Deshbhakt. That is not a Gaddar thing. Have you expelled her? You keep saying we are traitors, we are Gaddars. Let me tell you that. So that's, you know, so try stopping all
so
this.
that's a separate issue. I'm not getting into that. Dr. Dr. Shama Mohammed, you made your point. I'm staying on the issue. I'm staying on the issue of the Chinese transgressions. Tom Vadakan, what is the guarantee? What is the guarantee that after vacating Kailash Hills, Depsang will be vacated by the Chinese? Because they came in 2002, they've come in 2013. China has repeatedly gone back on its word, Tom Vadakan.
Gaurav, the movement is well monitored, and we are moving to the original positions that we were in. So you can cross-check. The movement is very well monitored, and it is in such a situation where they are moving to their position, which was the earlier position, and there's no doubt about it. Not an inch has been conceded. Now, as to the question of Gaddar, let me tell you a very simple thing that, let me complete this. The Defence Minister of the UPA government, Mr. Antony, said we have a problem in developing the border areas. You can't have roads and all that, primarily because the Chinese would use them. Now, please, the MOU that was signed...
The fact is, whether it's the Congress government before 2014 or now, let's keep one thing in mind. India is facing an expansionist China. The Congress and the BJP need to be together to face that expansionist China. Perhaps it's time for government to brief Rahul Gandhi and the opposition so that they appreciate the magnitude of the crisis. I'll let that be, that's all I have time for on the show this evening. Many thanks for joining me. A quick break and India Today special, an India Today Conclave E special. Rahul Kawal in conversation with Kailash Vijayvargiya is coming up. Stay with us.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.